Third attempt. All right, first thing first. That's kind of annoying. There we go. All right. For the essay, for the part one of the group assignment, what we did was we discussed amongst each other which one of the articles we should read. Didn't take that long. We decided on why leaves turn color in the fall.
Okay.
Which we spent like a good 20 minutes deciding. All right then. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you read that. Should take like 5-10 minutes. You can either read it out loud or in your mind. We read it in our minds. We didn't really read it out loud because we had a deaf person, I believe. So the entire time we did it through instant messaging because there was a person that couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
And I had that YouTube videos opened up, so it will be shown in the video that we're recording right now.
Okay.
So as you're reading it, I'm gonna be looking through the video to see where we are at. We're gonna try interacting with the video. It's gonna be one-sided. I'm gonna be talking about what's happening in the video, and so on.
Okay, so this is why the leaves turn in the fall, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull it up. We're gonna pretend like it's one-sided on each of our sides. Okay. Let me know when you want me to start reading.
You can start whatever you want.
Okay. Out loud?
Whichever you prefer.
Okay. This is interesting. It says, and gradually chokes off its leaves. Okay.
Good thing we're gonna make a song about this one.
No, you don't really see this happening in Florida.
Oh, well, it depends, you know. If you actually look for it, you'll see it happening.
Mostly up north this happens. I used to live up north, and the trees were beautiful. Okay.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
That was too fast. All right, then.
That was too fast?
No, that's all right.
I'm sorry.
All right, then. Let's see how. After we all read it, we all decided it was quite a boring story. We didn't understand a word of it. Your thoughts?
Really? You guys didn't understand a word of it?
Did not understand a word. I literally, personally, I understood only the last two paragraphs. The last two sentences. Yeah, no, yeah, paragraphs. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, because it's more like a poem. It's kind of describing why the colors came to be. I don't know, it kind of reminded me of childhood. I completely understood it.
So you enjoyed it thoroughly?
No. No, I understood it.
So that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, it was boring, but.
All right, then. After we discussed what we thought about the essay, which took all of like 30 seconds, we then went through the questions that the professor's asking us. What he's asking us is the thesis, themes, the audience, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we went one through one, describing what we thought of the answer of each one. So the first one is, what is the thesis of the essay? So basically, we did two versions of this. First version we did was we picked a sentence from the article that we thought was the thesis. And we also just said what we thought the thesis was in our own words. Whichever you want to do first, go ahead.
Okay. The thesis of it. I thought it was just to describe nature. It's not really convincing you to do anything. It's boring.
So basically, the descriptive essay describing about nature transformation. So go ahead and look through the article and see which sentence you believe is the thesis of the entire shit.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Usually the thesis is announced at the end of the first paragraph. What I was taught, so I'm just trying to look for it. It says on the bottom of the first paragraph that soon the leaves will start crinkling in on the tree and roll up in clenched fists before they actually fall off. Dry seed pods will rattle like tiny gourds. Here it is. But there will be weeks of gushing color so bright, so pastel, so confetti-like that people will travel up and down the East Coast just to stare at it. A whole season of leaves.
Yeah, that's basically one of Amelia said. That's basically what Amelia said as well. Let's see what I translated. Yeah, basically what I said was at last true dawns on us. Fall is staggering and right on schedule with its baggage of chilly nights. But I don't know, I can't read that. holidays, spectacular, heart-stopping, beautiful leaves. I just think that it's basically all described about the seasons, holidays, and leaves. You know, it's really hard to read this video.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
It's basically saying the same thing, a whole season of leaves.
Yeah, it's basically the same concept. So either one could be right.
Yeah.
Only the author knows which one's the right one, and the teacher who assumes he knows. Just kidding. All right, then. After we decided that thesis of the essay, which we agreed that both are better, and then we went to the which themes are prevalent. What in the text exemplifies the theme? Wow, words are hard.
Let me see. Where does it say this?
I'll send you the questions through Skype. Skype, where are you, Skype?
Does it say it on the freshman comp Blackboard?
It's on Blackboard, week 9.
Week.
All right. Words. There you go.
Okay.
Themes are prevalent. Yeah, we had trouble deciphering that one question.
What text exemplifies the theme? It is.
Yeah, we spent like a good 2 minutes deciphering that.
I think it's how do the colored leaves fall? As the leaves ages, the growth hormone auxin fades, and the cells are based. No, that's not it.
That's basically describing the process of change.
Yeah. They swoop, they fall.
Well, basically, you have to first decide what is the main theme.
Oh, okay, so they turn colors and thrill us for weeks on end. There you go.
Well, it's more of a personal thought rather than like verbatim from the essay. I mean, the article. But that will work, I guess.
The thrill of it.
The thrill of the changing of the leaves. All right then.
Here it is. The essay is for what type of audience? Nature lovers. Nature lovers.
Nature lovers? Is that it? How about all botanists?
I would say older women. Women. Men interested in nature. What did you guys say?
Let me skip ahead of that. Skip. Yeah, we spent a lot of time with that one question. All right, here we are. All right, botanists, people who enjoy nature. Here's a visual answer. The article is meant for people who want to understand the process of the change in the leaf colors, such as botanists, nature lovers, scholars, and those who are craving information.
That's right. What imagery does the author use to keep the essay interesting? During the last paragraph, she put
the flying plane. That's my favorite.
Well, I thought about the kids jumping in the leaves. I like that because I used to do that. So it kind of puts an imagery of childhood in my head.
You used to jump in the leaves? That's still like Oh, I guess I never did that. I just stare at the leaves.
You would stare at them.
I don't know. That's
Okay. What techniques does the author use to help a general reader audience relate to the essay?
You're going too fast through this. We have to make it at least 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
Let's see, we've been here for 14 minutes so far. Yeah.
Sorry.
At this point, we were reaching our like 30 minutes already.
Really?
Yeah, we did it in the hour and 50 minutes.
This?
Yes. Keep in mind, we had to write everything. It's faster talking than actually writing.
Yeah.
So let's try slowing down since we're already halfway through.
Okay. What was your opinion on the techniques that the author used to generate?
An interesting thing. All right. Which imagery? One of them said visual. They use visual imagery to make it interesting. And then I reply, it was interesting. I can't recall this. Then we started laughing, joking around, blah blah. Well, then we just agreed that the author sees descriptive writing to make it interesting for everyone.
Descriptive writing. I agree.
And then we said if we're talking about the types of technique, I guess it'll be related to the subject and describing things that might interest us, such as location or childhood and cool falling leaf plain thing at the end. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that falling leaf plain thing, as you can see. All right, that's about it. Then we moved on to the next. All right, you have something to say before I interrupt you?
No, I said I agree.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. What kind of descriptive language stands out? Okay. This is where I'll talk a lot, and then we got it. Okay.
What kind of descriptive language? Where's that at?
It's right below the what techniques does the author use to help a general reader / audience.
Oh yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. She describes it as, like you said, baggage of chilly nights, so that you can envision yourself, it's a little bit colder, the chillier nights, and then the Macrobay holidays, which it says right here that it's gruesome, grim, or horrible. I don't know why. Thinking back on holidays that they shouldn't be really grim. Let's see. She definitely describes the process in a way that, as a person, you would understand. When she says gradually chokes off, it doesn't really do that, but that's something that we as people can understand. Then it scars over, so we envision, we get a cut and then it scars over our skin. Hibernate, that's normal. Then reveals splotches, yellow and red, of chlorophyll gradually breaks down. So we can envision that the colors are changing during each splotches. I've seen leaves in the fall with different colors. I'm gonna make time. Okay.
All right. So basically, we went in a totally different direction.
Oh wow.
We were basically like trying to come out with like the type of technique, And then we went to like, well, what type of technique were they using throughout the language? So basically, we were saying that they're using descriptive, and then what type of descriptive techniques were they using? And we decided it was sensory, trying to make the the reader actually visualize each concept like you were describing before. You could actually, like, as you're describing, you could actually see the stuff happening. And the official answer that we came up with was, the author uses large quantity of visual imagery to entrap the reader in their own vision of how they see how fascinating the matter of leaves changing color is. So basically, we said the exact same thing, but we just went through a different route.
Yeah, it was a different route. I was just trying to make fun.
Yeah, basically.
The next question.
All right. What is the most vivid image one might take away from the essay? Well, you already know mine.
Yeah, the plane. I think mine was definitely leaves.
Which leaves? There are like 100 leaves in the essay.
You know, when they fall off the trees, my brothers and I, we used to put them in a pile and then jump in it. So
I gotta get the ending, right?
Hmm?
That's like at the ending of the essay, right?
Yeah, that's towards the end of it.
So like everyone in our group agreed the most interesting thing in the essay was the last 2 paragraphs.
Yes. Yes. Okay. What was the most here? Why was the essay included in the book?
Oh yeah, this is where we started joking around.
I said I was thinking because he wanted it to be.
Yes, one of us said that.
Because he wanted for us to read this like this. I don't know.
Let's see if I could reach on this. Well, I got that.
Maybe to give us a different perspective on literature. We have recently been reading political. We read about decision making. Now we need to read something that we don't necessarily relate to. Please.
Yeah, basically what we said, but more elegant. I still can't find it. Where is it? Wow. At this point, we're already at 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Oh.
Alright.
I like to get through stuff quickly.
I could tell.
But I do have a question about the next group assignment. What do we want to do with that?
Well, we haven't really discussed it yet. We'll probably discuss it on Monday.
Get together because I have a lot of equipment. I have cameras, lights, microphone.
Oh, so you want to do it like in person kind of thing?
We could, or we could, do something else. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be kind of difficult from one of our persons. As like I said earlier, she's deaf. So if we go in person, we have to be like writing towards her because I assume no one knows sign language in our group.
Oh, she's really?
Yeah, that's why we had to do it through text. Did you not get that email from the professor?
No.
Yeah, so basically what she's going to be doing, she's going to be helping her writing the lyrics, and then the rest of us have to sing it with her, without her. So that's going to be fun.
So she speaks sign language?
I assume so, if she can actually
that's
speak.
So cool.
Kind of and kind of not.
No, that's really cool. I always wanted to learn sign language. All I know is this little pinky inside.
Yeah, my sister always wanted to learn sign language as well. She went like 3 days trying to learn it. She learned a few phrases and that's it.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Alright, so what was the essay included in the course? I'll try describing what we said because I can't find it in the video. basically what we said is, of course, we started joking around with many possibilities. Like, the teacher wanted to bore us out of our minds, so he just picked up the most boring essay he could find.
Yeah.
There's also let's see, to give us a variety of texts that will branch out to things that might not interest us, so we can get accustomed to learning to read things that are boring and long.
Because it wasn't.
It wasn't fun at all.
No. Is that your dog?
Yeah.
I got a dog. Maui. Okay. Yeah.
Now, let's see. We've been here since 2:50. It's 3:14, so we have to drag this on for like 6 more minutes.
Well, just give me something to do on the computer, and then I promise you that it'll take me more than 4 minutes. I'm not good with the computer.
I could tell from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We spent like a good 40 minutes trying to get there.
Well, listen, it wasn't loading, and it still hasn't loaded. Like, I still have it pulled up on here, and it still hasn't loaded. Uh-oh.
This is the video.
Okay. And here. Okay. Yeah. Do we do this, the next project? Are we doing it through Hangouts or are we doing it through Skype?
We're probably gonna do it through Skype. It's much easier.
I think so as well.
Yeah, but the professor wants us to do it through Google Hangouts. That's something.
Google Hangouts doesn't load on my Mac.
That might be something.
Or maybe I'm just really not good at it. Because I downloaded the file. So it says Google Voice and video setup. And I tried clicking on it. It came up with this thing. Let's see. Did it load? Oh, it loaded.
Look at that, loaded. Too late now.
It loaded. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Why does he need us to use Google Hangouts stuff?
Oh, well, because literally you can do it straight from YouTube. Basically, the concept of Google Hangouts, you can stream it to YouTube without any equipment or the hassle that I'm going through right now. Basically, I'm getting your sound from my speakers, which is going to my mic.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to hear you. Hopefully, they could hear you, right?
Hopefully, because if not, we made this for no reason.
One sided talk from me.
Let me see. I did. You know what I did last week? I did the homework that was due this week.
Oh, you mean the essay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't started on that shit.
You haven't started? I did. I thought it was due last week, and so I did it last week. Now I'm a little pissed because I could have done a better job at it.
Yeah, I gotta rush through it in 4 hours.
What is yours on?
Let me see. I picked the why should people learn different languages.
Oh.
Yeah, that was harder than I thought it would be.
I did immigration.
Oh, so you had a lot to say with Donald Trump, right?
Yeah, I pointed out a lot of his statements, I don't know what you agree on. I respect you completely on
No, I completely vetoed from this.
How his statements on immigrants are completely incorrect and why they're incorrect and how they didn't make any sense. But I don't know. Our teacher's white, so he might be a Republican.
What's that supposed to mean?
That he might be for Donald Trump and I might fail on this essay.
Yeah, just for that one statement.
Good for that one too. That's true. Okay. We drag it on?
Let's see what time is it. What time is it? Oh, like 1 more minute.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna count these last few minutes since we weren't talking about anything related to that article.
Okay. Shit. Do you want to talk for 6 minutes about the article?
All right, then let's go on talking about the article for 6 minutes.
I can read it.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't want to go through that pain again.
No, I can read it, and then it takes forever. So you can just leave me talking by myself, but we're gonna get these done. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
The stealth of autumn catches one unaware. Was the goldfinch perching the early summer woods, or was it the first turning leaf? A red-winged blackbird or a sugar maple closing up for shop in the winter? I didn't read that right. 10-eyed leopards, we stand still and squint hard, looking for signs of movement. Early morning frost sits heavily on this grass and turns barbed wire into a string of stars. On the distant hill, a small square of yellow appears to be a lighted stage. At last, the truth dawns on us. Fall is staggering in, right on schedule, with its baggage of chilly nights, macrame holidays, and spectacular. Heart-stopping beautiful leaves. My bad.
Personally, I believe they're exaggerating how beautiful the leaves are. It's too much.
Well, I mean, did you read the description on this woman?
Everything, every sentence she says is a description.
Okay, hold on. So, Diane Ackerman, a native of Illinois, nature writer. Diane Ackerman studied psychology, physiology, and English in college, eventually earning 2 master's degrees and a PhD.
All right, that describes a lot. That answers a lot.
At Cornell University. She has published 8 books of poems and more than 10 books of nonfiction, including A Natural History of the Senses. Her literary skills and scientific training enables her to describe the nature world in a captivating way. That's why she had nothing else to do.
Captivating
She
way.
has 2 master's degrees and a PhD.
No, I can't do that. It's like, why would you spend your time writing something so long, even though you know children will despise it?
This is what she wanted to do. This is what she wanted to do with her life. Okay. Where is it? Soon the leaves will start crinkling in the trees and roll up in clenched fists before they actually fall off. Dry seed pods will rattle like tiny gourds, but there will be weeks of gushing colors so bright, so pastel, and so confetti-like that people will travel up and down the East Coast just to stare at it. A whole season of leaves. You know who's obsessed with leaves? My mom. So this is for older women.
Maybe it's a different generation.
Different generation. I mean, she was from 1948.
Yeah, maybe it's a different generation. Really love the leaves.
Okay, I'm already yawning.
I'm half asleep already.
I'm half asleep already. Okay, where do the colors come from? Sunlight rules most living things in its golden edicts. Edicts means authority, order. Have you seen our professor's reading? I found it so helpful.
Yeah, like the first week, just reading was nice, and then he just stopped doing it.
Because all of his videos on YouTube, he would read it, and then he gave you the word bonus point, and you'd be like, what?
Yeah, but he only did it like the first week, right?
Yeah, the first couple weeks he did it. I liked when he read to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to read myself. That's
Yeah.
great.
You should have done one on this one. Okay. Where am I? Where was I? You ain't even paying attention.
I've half paid attention.
When the days begin to shorten soon after the summer solstice on June 21st, a tree reconsiders its leaves. All summer it feeds them so that they can process light, but in the dog days of summer, the tree begins pulling back nutrients back into its trunk, and roots pares down and gradually chokes off its leaves. A corky layer of cells at the leaves.
Don't worry, you're halfway there.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Let's do something better. Instead of reading some article once more, let's answer the questions at the end of the article.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be much better than reading this article once more?
Well, I mean, I just yawned 3 times.
In one sentence.
Which interested you more, the scientific details or the author's description and languages?
I thought you said the scientific details, but the descriptive and language totally made me sleepy.
Uh-huh. I agree on the author's descriptions and languages. Okay. Recall. Name 2 factors about leaves that Ackerman states in the selection.
Well, the roots choked off the leaves and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
That was one day, right?
Uh-huh. I agree on that. Okay. Speculate. Do you think Ackerman's scientific knowledge about leaves comes from observation or research?
Definitely research. Definitely research.
See? I didn't see that point of view on that. But definitely, I would say both. Maybe she observed it.
No, she has 2 PhDs. She wouldn't be observing anything.
You're right, but she is from Illinois.
Yeah, but you know, after two PhDs, it could change a person. You see her writing?
It can change a person. We agree to disagree.
All right, then. Why do leaves fall off trees? You know, because the leaves get bored over there, and then they just fall.
Because the nutrients are being choked off. Eventually, the leaves change colors, they die, and then they fall off.
No, what I remember was that the trees are like saving energy so for the winter, then they completely deprive the leaves. Yeah, basically that.
Apply. And what does Ackerman apply this specific event to life in general? The planes, the jumping in the
childhood. There we go.
Childhood. Compare and contrast. What weather conditions do you think these 2 places probably share? I think fall and transition from summer to fall. Summer, fall.
What weather conditions do these 2 places? Which 2 places? Changing colors in the leaves.
Summer and fall.
Summer, fall. I think it's fall and winter. You know. Oh no, winter and summer. There we go. How there's no leaves in the winter and how there's leaves in the summer. And then basically everything in between is a transition between the 2.
Interesting observation.
Observation now, just bullshitting on my ass right now.
What questions might a reader who does not live in a place where leaves change colors have? Why it happens, how it looks like, everything else. Summarize, in your own words, summarize Ackerman's explanation why leaves change color. Because in the transition, the leaves save energy to...
I think it's better just to describe a different, like, occurrence, just like polar bears. Polar bears eat a lot of food when they can, so during winter they can hydrate. Same concept with the trees. The trees are saving energy, so they deprive it from the leaves, thus allowing them to survive during the winter.
Interesting observation.
Is that your catchphrase?
Yeah. I think, hasn't it already passed 6 minutes?
Yes, we are done, so let's call that a day.
Okay. So let me know when you want to do the hangouts in the group chat so we can pick a song and everything.
Yeah.
I don't have to sing, do I? We have to sing?
Oh, we all of us have to sing.
Oh, okay.
That's why we don't like it.
People have already posted their projects.
People have posted projects? The singing one?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that?
Because it says right there. It shows it, the song creation project, where the submission. So it's song creation project. Oh, no.
Week 11?
Summer 2014. I messed up.
Yeah, but I don't think we will be able to see that. It sounds like Michael Jackson.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no one. I don't think anyone done it yet.
I thought no, I messed up. It was summer 2014 when they did that one.
Yeah, because we wouldn't be able to see it because it has to be sent through email.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna email you I'm gonna email you the link to the video, and then you just send it to the professor.
Okay.